Marcus found a duplex listed at 6:23 a.m. on a Tuesday. By 2 p.m., he was under contract. 3 weeks later, it appraised for $13,000 more than he paid. That's $13,000 profit before he even made his first mortgage payment. His secret? A timing rule that most real estate investors completely ignore. While other investors were analyzing deals and running numbers, Marcus was building a $500,000 portfolio in 18 months, using markets where properties actually cash flow. The difference? He understood that in real estate, timing beats analysis every single time. If you're tired of watching other people buy properties while you're stuck in analysis paralysis, this timing strategy will change everything. But here's the thing. It only works if you understand when sellers are actually motivated to make deals. Picture Marcus at 2:47 a.m., doing what every frustrated investor does, scrolling through Zillow, looking at properties that have been sitting on the market for weeks, wondering why nothing makes sense. Marcus is looking at a $180,000 duplex in his expensive hometown thinking, this could work. Then reality hits. It's been on the market for 23 days, needs $15,000 in work, and the rent barely covers the mortgage. Sound familiar? According to the National Association of Realtors, the average investor looks at 47 properties before making their first purchase. Marcus was stuck in this same cycle until he discovered something that changed everything. In a random real estate forum at 4 a.m., Marcus found a comment that said, "Stop wasting time on properties that have been sitting around. The money is made in the first 72 hours or after 72 plus days. Everything else is overpriced garbage." Marcus thought this was just another internet theory. He decided to test it by tracking every property sale in Cleveland, Ohio for 30 days. What he found changed his entire approach to real estate investing. Marcus spent 30 days tracking every single property sale in 3 cash flow markets: Cleveland, Ohio, Memphis, Tennessee, and Kansas City, Missouri. What he discovered matched the research. Properties that sold quickly, under 72 hours, were selling at or above asking price. Properties that took longer than 72 days were selling for 10 to 20% below their original listing price. Fresh listings, 0 to 72 hours. Motivated sellers pricing for quick sales. Stale listings, 72 plus days. Desperate sellers facing mounting pressure. The dead zone, 3 to 71 days. Overpriced properties with delusional sellers. That's when Marcus realized he'd been fishing in the wrong pond. There are only 2 times to buy real estate: when sellers are confident enough to price aggressively for a quick sale, or when they're desperate enough to take whatever they can get. Everything else is just expensive window shopping. Marcus developed 2 strategies: lightning strike for fresh listings and Vulture approach for stale listings. Marcus immediately set up MLS alerts for new listings in Cleveland, Memphis, and Kansas City. Markets where 150 to 200K properties actually cash flow with today's 7% mortgage rates. Tuesday morning, 6:23 a.m. Marcus's phone buzzes. New listing, $155,000 duplex in Cleveland, just posted 17 minutes ago. Most investors would bookmark it and think about it over coffee. Marcus threw on clothes and called his Cleveland property manager within 20 minutes for a virtual walkthrough. The numbers worked. Market rent for each unit, $750, total monthly rent, $1,500. With 25% down and 7% interest, mortgage payment would be about $930. Quick math, $1,500 rent minus $930 payment minus $200 expenses equals $370 monthly cash flow. By 10 a.m., Marcus had made an offer at full asking price with a 21-day close and $1,000 earnest money. By noon, there were 3 other offers. By 2 p.m., Marcus was under contract because he moved fast and offered clean terms. 3 weeks later, the property appraised for $168,000. Marcus had just made $13,000 in equity before he even owned the property for a month. That's when Marcus understood the real secret. Speed beats analysis when the fundamentals are right. Fresh listing sellers aren't desperate yet. They're motivated and confident, which means they priced it to sell quickly. 6 months later, Marcus had mastered the fresh listing game. But he remembered the second part of that forum comment: properties on the market for 72 plus days. Marcus started filtering his searches for listings over 75 days old in the same markets. What he found was a graveyard of overpriced dreams and increasingly desperate sellers. One listing caught his eye: a $189,000 house in Memphis, originally listed at $225,000. It had been on the market for 127 days, with 3 price drops. Marcus did his homework. Public records showed the seller was going through a divorce and needed to split the asset. Both parties were paying the mortgage on a house neither lived in, carrying costs of $1,800 per month. Month 1, we'll get our asking price. Month 2, maybe we should drop it a little. Month 3, we need to sell this thing now. Month 4, we'll take anything reasonable. Marcus offered $165,000 with a 14-day close and proof of funds. The seller's agent called it insulting. 3 days later, the same agent called back. My clients want to counter at $172,000. Marcus accepted immediately. He'd just bought a $189,000 house for $172,000, a $17,000 discount for understanding desperation timing and having cash ready to close quickly.
Fast forward 18 months. Marcus owns 4 properties across 3 markets using only these 2 timing strategies: the lightning strike strategy for 0 to 72 hours, set MLS alerts for target markets, Cleveland, Memphis, Kansas City, view properties virtually within 24 hours using local teams, make offers within 48 hours at or near asking price, close fast with pre-approved financing, the Vulture strategy for 72 plus days, hunt listings over 75 days old, research why they haven't sold, divorce, job loss, estate, make aggressive offers with quick closes, exploit seller desperation and carrying costs. Marcus's real results: Property 1 in Cleveland, $13,000 instant equity from fresh listing. Property 2 in Memphis, $17,000 discount from stale listing. Property 3 in Kansas City, $8,000 instant equity from fresh listing. Property 4 in Cleveland, $22,000 discount from stale listing. Total equity captured, $60,000. Monthly cash flow, $1,280. Meanwhile, other investors were still analyzing deals in the 3 to 71 day range, making offers on overpriced properties in expensive markets, getting rejected constantly because they move too slowly and own 0 cash flowing properties. Challenge number 1. What about inspections? Marcus learned to do virtual inspections first, then physical inspections within 48 hours using local contractors. He built a team in each market before making offers. Challenge number 2. I don't live in these markets. Marcus built teams in each city: property manager, contractor, real estate agent, and lender. He visits each market twice per year and manages everything remotely. Challenge number 3. What about the tenant nightmare stories? Month 8. Marcus's Memphis tenant stopped paying rent. Because he had proper screening, security deposits, and a good property manager, he handled the eviction professionally and re-rented within 45 days. Marcus's first year wasn't perfect. He lost 2 deals by moving too slowly, overpaid for repairs once, and had 1 vacancy that lasted 3 months. But he learned from each mistake and refined his system. Ready to stop analyzing and start acquiring? Here's your 72-hour action plan. Hours 1 to 24. Market research. Research Cleveland, Memphis, and Kansas City MLS websites. Set up alerts for duplexes and triplexes under $200K. Join local real estate investor Facebook groups in these markets. Hours 25 to 48. Team building. Contact 3 property managers in each target market. Get pre-approved with a lender who works in multiple states. Find local contractors through bigger pockets or investor groups. Hours 49 to 72. First actions. Make your first virtual property tour appointment. Set up automatic MLS alerts for both fresh and stale listings. Your 90-day timeline. Week 1 to 2, team building and market research. Week 3 to 8, analyzing deals and making offers. Week 9 to 12, closing your first property. Marcus went from midnight Zillow scrolling to owning 4 cash-flowing properties in 18 months. Not because he's special, not because he had unlimited money,
but because he understood something most investors miss. The best real estate deals happen when sellers are either motivated or desperate, never in between. Hit subscribe if you're ready to stop analyzing and start acquiring. Comment "ready" if you're going to set up your first MLS alert this week, because while you're watching this video, someone else is using the 72-hour rule to buy the cash-flowing property you've been thinking about. Your future wealthy self is waiting. The question is, are you ready to stop scrolling and start owning?